notified? What's up, New Mexico? What's going on? Hey, EKA DIY with Deb. What's up, donkey? You suck, donkey. Hey, Joyce. Well, thanks for stopping in while you could, donkey. Hey, Wayne. Hey, Chuck. Citizen Z, what's up, brother? Gray dude. The master lurker. How's everybody doing? At least some people got notified. Well, Z, I'm pretty crappy at the moment, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, it looks like at least some people got notified, but not tons of people, so. I know sometimes I'm getting some people's and other times I'm not, so YouTube still hasn't fixed that problem yet. Hey, Heidi. Catilla. Oh. I'm sorry. Hey, 700. I wonder if Tay got it. Yeah, well, I got some interesting things came up. One is, ironically, like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so ago, I was talking to Tay in text, and I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but, the weather alert system went off. I don't know if you could see that at all. But we got severe blizzard warning coming. Now, I can tell you, I haven't seen one of those in 20 years. Oh, cool, Z. Hey, Anakin. But I have not seen a severe weather warning like that. I mean, like the full-on, you know, the warning signal, everything went off. It was crazy. All of my phone, my mom's phone, the computer, all went off at once. And I have not seen a severe weather warning like that in over 20 years. So, apparently it's going to be a whole lot of snow. See, you can keep it, man. I'm tired of snow. I can look to the north now. It's pretty black. The sky is like black. So, hey, Silver Diamond. Natural gas, 700 Club. I can already hear the wind whipping. Crazy. How many people are in here? 26-ish. You never know these days. But I also got a bit of interesting, how do we put it? Extremely bad news. Now, most of you guys know audio is low. Well, I've got it turned down. I turned it up some. I don't want to turn it too high because then it picks up the fan in the laptop table. And then people will say they hear a hum. And it's the fan. Hey, Kim, remember? I'm glad you're here. We talked about this almost a year ago now, at least me and Tay. Most of you guys know I'm on probation. I've been on probation for a few years now. And, the charges were all related to drugs and stuff, you know, possession or, receiving stolen property, and, they knocked the drug charges down to falsifying business documents. You know, that was all part of the plea deal. But I got 3 years probation on it. And a while back, they had told me, and Kim, you were around for this, but no, it wasn't weed. They waived the $25 a month handling fee. It's like you got to pay your probation to handle you. As long as I paid my fines and was okay because of my poverty status. You know, they say because I have no money, I'm poverty stricken, that they waived the handler fee. So, well, 18 inches, that's not, it's the drift we have to worry about. We could get 18 inches of snowfall, but another 2 feet of drift. So, at any rate, so, turns out some people have been calling my probation office, the office. And I get a lovely phone call that because of my actions related to, and they listed some online stuff that I've been doing, you know, backing up Leon Valley, being a mirror for streams, but one of the things they brought up was broadcasting the video conference with Eric. But because of this, that they're rescinding the handler waiver. And I've been on probation for 24 months so far. And I got until August. So they basically said I have to take care of that, or they're going to report to the judge that I'm not paying what I'm supposed to and send me back. I don't know, Z. Well, see, here's the thing. I'm not supposed to have any police contact, and I'm not supposed to violate any police policy. And, no, I didn't, because it was on a whim, dude. It came out of nowhere, and I wasn't ready for it. But either way, it doesn't matter, because New York State is a two-party state. But, it was a big part of it is the thing with Eric, because their policy is you cannot rebroadcast a inmate's video visit. You cannot broadcast it online. It violates copyright laws and blah 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 blah. So, you know, obviously when you're on probation, you're restricted to high hell. I mean, you can't, there's a lot I can't do. They can show up here at any time, search my house. Oh wow, I was on furries yesterday. She thought it might last several days, but yes, Z, you're right. Somebody did it. I mean, I can think of several people that would have done it, but oh yeah, when you're on probation, you basically give up all your rights. You know, when it comes to your PO, they can search your house, your car, your person, they can go into your social media. They can do all that. Yeah, they're fine with my Suboxone. In fact, they keep in contact with the Suboxone clinic to make sure that I'm still doing it. So, that's all fine and dandy. But it's the whole everything else that they decided to rescind that waiver. So, well, Master John, I'm not even supposed to talk to cops. I'm not supposed to have any police contact at all. But especially negative contact of any sort. What they deem negative. Well, here comes the snow. It's just starting. Well, Master John, oh no, all of it's 700. It's Kim warned me about this almost a year ago, and she said that they might do this, and I was hoping they wouldn't. I mean, it's not even like I've been doing anything. Nobody's been doing nothing. It's not like we're out doing any auditing or anything. But, well, Master John, like I said, you waive pretty much everything. Yeah, well, Cat, you can have it all. I'm sick of snow. Tony, I showed my PO, my PayPal. He knows I'm not raking in money. I'm not. I'm seriously not. It's not like I'm getting tons of money. So, it's not like I got a PayPal sitting there with thousands of dollars in it. If I did, I would just pay it. Well, I was just informing people what's going on. Because if I disappear for a while, I mean, my biggest concern is Mom, not me. So that's my biggest concern, which is why I took probation to begin with, instead of maxing out, was because of Mom. I appreciate that, Cat. It just sucks, It is what it is, man. Nah, I'm more like that piece of glass that you find on the beach all jacked up and cracked. That's more my level. I mean, I thought I'd been doing good. I haven't gotten in trouble at all. Haven't done nothing wrong. I go to all my appointments. I do everything I'm supposed to do. Man, that snow's really starting to come down. I mean, all my fines are paid. Everything. That's all done. I mean, I thought I was set. I just had to make it till August. But I mean, I knew going into this that I was walking on thin ice. Somebody had contacted my PO back during the Leon Valley stuff when I was mirroring all the streams and stuff, and they weren't real happy about it. And then they saw the audits that me and Bullet SpongeBob did, and they were really not happy about that. Yeah, Cat, this ain't rubbing it in. You can have it. You can have every single flake. I'm good. I can live with the temperature. It's the snow I'm sick of. Hey, Michelle. She wants the snow, Master John. Oh, somebody texted me. Yeah, my mom's at her doctor's appointment right now. The medical lift line just picked her up, and she's saying that she's just north of me by about 10 miles, and it's a complete whiteout. I'm in upstate New York, Master John. No, Penn, it would be a max out. It wouldn't be a 30 to 90. It's going to be a max out. If I go back, it's till August. Period. It's a max out. I'd have to finish my time. I mean, if I normally I would have done just go back in and do the jail time instead of probation. But I take care of my mom. There's nobody else there to take her. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, There's nothing I can do about it. I'm originally from Long Island. Was born down there. No, you looked at the wrong radar there, Michigan. We're getting a lot more than that. Wow. It's pure whiteout out. I can't see across the street. Hello, Kim in Georgia. Michelle, basically the nutshell version of it is somebody decided to play with my life and called my probation office and started some stuff. And so as a result, they're rescinding my waiver for paying the handler fee every month. So that's it. I haven't paid it in 24 months because they gave me poverty status. So because I have no money, so they had waived it based on poverty status, and I haven't paid it in 24 months because of that. And I'm on probation till August, and the handler fee is $25 a month. That's their processing fee for me coming in. No, do not. You call that probation officer's office, dude. They will come down on me like you wouldn't believe, man. It would. No. Do not redress your concerns to them, at least until August. I mean, seriously, guys. They will take it all out on me. I know you weren't trying to be funny. I know you didn't mean that. I know you were serious, and I appreciate it. I know you. You're very, you're very good with taking care of that. I know that, and I appreciate it. But they will come down on me hard. Yeah, Joyce, I was gonna. I get weather bug. Um, but we got an official alert. Like my phone started the siren noise and everything. Well, the wind is blowing so hard here right now. The snow is horizontal. It's not. It's literally blowing horizontally. No, see, they had the option. They waived it because of my poverty status. I didn't have to pay that, but I had to pay my fines and stuff, which I did. They just waived the $25 a month handler fee. And now they rescinded that waiver because they're classifying it as I'm doing things that go against probation, against the guidelines. So, you know, it just sucks that somebody decided to mess with my probation this way, but no, now I do, DJ Gemini, flat out. There is no ifs, ands, or buts, man. It's not something I can fight. It's either they waive it or they don't. It's entirely up to them. And if I don't, they tell the judge that I'm not following guidelines, I didn't pay, and then the judge says, okay, well then you go back to jail and finish your sentence. It's really that simple. They don't care, dude. I'm just a number. Oh yeah, and they want it all, dude. They don't play now, and this is not anybody that's been on probation knows. You got no choice. You do. It's 24 months worth that they want, and it's like they waived it to begin with because of my status, but now because they consider all of this to be they don't like it, and they made it very clear they do not like it. I don't know what you mean by that, DA. Well, they were gonna let me off early until they saw my audit that I did with Bullet SpongeBob. And it went from letting me off early to like it used to be. My PO would come out here every month because I don't have a car or nothing, so it's hard for me to get downtown. So every month he would come out here and just do checkup. And then they came across, well, somebody told them about my audits with Bullet SpongeBob. So all of a sudden I got called into the office and I got ripped a new one. And I'm not even allowed to bring my phone in there. And the nutshell version of it is I was told I have to stop auditing or that's it. And now this. Somebody decided to mess with me again. Well, this is why I haven't audited in months because of that. But now, this is all they have that they can throw at me. Because I don't break any laws. I don't do anything wrong. I don't do anything at all. So, this is all they have that they could throw at me. No, Tunis, they don't care. That's not how they work. It's probation. They do whatever they want. Probation is about getting people back in jail. That's what probation is. They just wait for you to mess up so they can send you back. That's all it is. Yeah, like I said, the only reason I even took probation was because of Mom. That's the only reason. I was already in jail. I mean, it was like I could have just did the max out, do a year, and I would have been done. But there was nobody to take care of Mom. So that's why I took probation. No, they didn't tell me I have to give up my channel. They didn't say anything about giving up my channel. Like I said, dude, it's the only thing in the world they have to use against me. That's the only reason it even came up. Because there's nothing, I haven't broken any laws, I haven't broken any rules, anything. Master John? No. They said it was reported anonymously. I mean, whether or not that's true, I don't know. But that's what they told me. But there's literally nothing else they can use against me. I haven't done anything else wrong. I haven't missed any check-ins. I haven't failed any drug tests. Nothing. I have done everything exactly how I was supposed to. Yeah, I'm not even allowed to bring my phone into the office when I go there. No, I'm not, Tunis. There is no... The only hearing I would have is arraignment. It would be going in, being arrested, and going in, and arraignment. That's all it would be. There is no hearing. There is no contesting. There is none of that. It does not work that way. When you're on probation, you do what they say or you go back to jail. It's really that simple, man. There is no whining about it. There is no nothing. Hey, Ed, the bottom line is it's flat out. You either do it or you go back to jail. That's their way they see it. I've already, yeah, I mean, my trial was long done. I would be arraigned under a new arrest for violating probation. That's what it would be. And here, probation violations, you go right back. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Well, Master John, I'll look into it, but I got a funny feeling I won't get it. Honestly. I'm just being honest. But... yeah, the only time I get in front of a judge is when they arraign me for violating. So, what, 700? I believe that they would keep me on here until August. They would make me finish out the whole thing in the hopes of catching me doing something. That's my guess. It's just, unfortunately, they don't, here, I don't know what it's like other places, but here, when you're on probation, it's all about getting you back in jail. They're getting paid for me to be on probation. They get paid by the state for me to be on probation. To be on probation for 3 years versus doing a year in jail, that's 3 times the money. Kim, it was, I had a public defender, but it was the initial plea. It wasn't even like it was negotiated. And the reason I did that is the public defender I had is known around here as the DA. She's that bad. They call her the DA. So I knew if I tried to negotiate it, have her represent me, I would have been. Chances are I would have lost that offer and be given a lot worse. So the plea agreement was time served plus time. I had to do another 30, and then 3 years probation. And that's what it is. And that's what I've been doing. So, yeah, King Luther, it is. It's formal probation, an actual formal probation. I had to see it was a good deal in all because I was looking at 3 felonies and 2 misdemeanors. And I was looking at up to 5 years. But I explained to the judge myself, not even, thank you, Heidi. But not even oh my God, what was I gonna say? Not even my public defender. The judge gives you a chance to talk, and I explained. Look, I'm disabled. My mom is disabled. There's nobody to take care of her. Blah blah blah. So, the DA gave me this offer, and it was reduced to 3 misdemeanors. I have. It was time served plus 30, 3 years probation, and then 1 year no arrest. But, yeah. No, there is no other one. The only other auditor that was with me passed away. That was Bullet SpongeBob. DA, they haven't said one word about it for 2 years because they had me under the waiver. Yeah, King Luther, that's what I was thinking. Well, they were reduced, it was reduced to receiving stolen property, and that was a Class A misdemeanor, and then 2 falsifying business documents in the first degree, which was Class A misdemeanors. Originally, they were Class B felonies. I've never lied to you guys. I've always told you guys the truth. I made a lot of bad choices. Went to jail a bunch of times. I made stupid decisions. I was involved in a lot of bad stuff. I never denied that. I've never hid it. Not once. Part of the thing about this movement for me is the fact that it's based on being 100% legal. That's what I love about this. This whole movement is about being legal. So it's like, I made mistakes. I've got 3 children. I'm trying to set a good example now. I'm trying to make sure they know what the Constitution is. I'm trying to make sure that they see me obeying the laws. No, I'm in New York. New York is, when you violate probation, they arrest you. You go to jail. You get a normal arraignment as if you just got arrested stealing a car or whatever. No, Gemini. And, it's a normal arraignment. But because it's a probation violation here in New York State, they don't play with violations. They send you back. Probation is literally about finding a way for you to screw up and go back to jail. Anybody that's been on probation knows it's very difficult to stay on probation and not violate. I appreciate that, Master John. You know, I got caught up in a lot of bad stuff, and you're right, Penn. This is the most legal I've been since I was a teenager. I mean, literally, like when I was going to jail when I was a teenager. I was getting in trouble all the time. You know, I have been the most legal I've been in my entire life since I've been in here doing this. Well, it didn't take me longer to grow up, but it just took me longer to care about life and making right decisions. I fully expected to be dead by 30, so... Yeah, Newfie, yeah, that's probably a bad idea. Hey, Boomer. I just realized I didn't change the name of the stream. Man, I get these weird freaking Charlie horses. It goes across my chest. It makes me think of my heart. Yeah, you're right, 700. It sucked, man. Wayne, they don't care about that stuff, man. Meg, I have back and heart issues. You know, that's pretty true, Stephen Tunis. 700 Club, there is medical marijuana, but my PO said no. Hey, Ben. Hey, Regina. medical marijuana, yeah, Master John. It does some 700, but right now I'm having like a really weird Charlie horse across my chest and my back, and it's got me worried. Yeah, I know, Pen. Yeah, 700. Yeah, tell me about it, Tay. That's what I've been trying to do, Meg. I've had this happen before, so. I mean, I've had 5 heart attacks, and it doesn't feel like one. Just feels like odd freaking. I don't know, Charlie horses or something. I don't know, maybe it's just stress or something. I don't know. I'm not that old, man. I had all 5 heart attacks between 36 and 37. Yes, I have nitro. Not me and Merv. I have no desire to try going on his little show. I don't take a nitro unless I absolutely have to. You guys don't understand. That nitro shit, it gives you the worst freaking headache. But this is my right side, not my left. Man. Yeah, I know, Meg. Yeah, I can. That's why I don't take it unless I absolutely have to. It's not easy, guys, for me to just go and get looked at. it seems to have passed. So I just stood up and didn't move for a few minutes, and I don't know if it's just a panic attack from all this going on or what, but I got my nitro right here. It's open and ready, just in case. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. That was like all right here, all around my right side, all around the back. Just felt like it was in a vice. And all 5 heart attacks I had were on the left side, like my left arm, my left shoulder, my left chest. I've never had a right side issue. But I'm hoping it was just a panic attack or something, just, coming and going. So, I'm not stupid, guys. If it gets too bad, I know to call 911. But there is nobody to sit with my mother. There's nobody. So I don't go to the hospital unless I absolutely have to. That's what's got me all panicked about this shit, man. It's 8 months in jail would be easy. That's nothing. But nobody there to take care of my mom. That's the hard part. So, yeah, I just stood here and coughed and let it pass, and coughing resets your heartbeat. And, I was just coughed, and I don't take a nitro unless I absolutely have to, because that's like the worst migraine imaginable. Your blood pressure bottoms out. Like all the blood drains out of your head, so you get the massive migraine. Liberty Freak, I'm in upstate New York. You're right, Boomer, but, it just is what it is, What's done is done, I mean, I don't want to make it worse. I don't want nobody to call making it worse. Yeah, Liberty Freak, our weather alarm went off. Like, all of our cell phones and everything went off with the storm. You're right, Boomer, but I mean, there's a couple of people I could guess who might have done this, but the bottom line is it's done. Somebody called there, somebody caused issues for me, and I can't change that. I just have to deal with it. No, I can guess who, but I don't know definitively, so I'm not going to point fingers. I have no proof, so I'm not going to point fingers and draw attention to any one person. Yeah, I know, right? I get worried that I might be having a heart attack, so I light up a cigarette. Ain't that great? I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't smoke weed, I don't do any, I smoke cigarettes. Yes, coughing resets your heartbeat. That's, when you're having a heart attack, coughing can save your life. Well, I owe, there's 26 months, I've got 8 months back left on probation. I get off in August. And it was a 3-year probation. So that means I've been on it for, what, 28 months? So whatever that is, and that I mean, I've got until August, and if I had somewhere for my mom to go, I would just go to jail. I'd take to jail. Let it go, let it be done and over with. I mean, jail is a lot better than probation sometimes, but I have nowhere for her to go. And, like Boomer said, it's messed up that somebody would go that far. that somebody would call there and do this to me, knowing I have my mom, knowing I have my health issues. It felt like a Charlie horse. Like I said, it was like right along the underneath my chest in the right side, all the way wrapping around my back, like one big giant Charlie horse. I've had that once before, a very long time ago, and I don't know what caused it back then, but it sucked for a few, like 20 minutes, and then it was gone, and that was it. And that was a long time ago. But I'm just, like I said, my biggest concern is mom. That's why I took probation to begin with. No, office, not officer. They didn't call him directly. They called the office. I don't know who they spoke to in the office. But I got a call from the manager, and it was not pretty. Oh, okay. Well, I just want to make it clear people don't think it was... Because my probation officer himself has been very good to me. So, don't... You know what, WTT, don't... You need to... Don't even start, man. Don't start. I don't need to hear no damn e-bagging bullshit. You know, nobody has to give me a penny. I didn't ask for a penny. I come on here to talk because it's somewhere to talk. I got nobody to talk to, okay? So I'm talking to my friends online. I don't want to hear no e-begging shit because I'm not asking for anything. Samantha, I have an idea who, but I'm not going to point fingers without proof. No, don't worry about it, Wayne. I don't want to hear all the crap. It ain't worth it. My PayPal link is there because it's there. I mean, it's been on my damn scenes for forever. Since I started making OBS, or doing OBS. Yeah, BLW, but you know, I don't think this is... Let's just say I'm not blaming any public officials for this. But the bottom line is, what's done is done. You know... Well, Mike the cop would have no reason to do that to me. I was nothing but cordial to him, so... Well, all I know is my probation office told me that it was a combination of phone calls I'm making and posting, and the posting Eric's the video meeting with him, which goes against the jail guidelines for that video, the video visit that we used, and it was just a bunch of little things that all add up. Yeah, Pen. I live on aspirin. I take a ton of aspirin because of my heart. In fact, I'll take a couple more now that you mention it. Aspirin causes, it thins your blood. It causes your blood to not make in as many platelets as it normally would, and it keeps the platelets from sticking together as easily as they normally do. I'm also on Plavix, which is medical grade blood thinner, prescription grade. Bio, I'm not supposed to have any police contact at all. I'm not supposed to have any, negative contacts. I'm not supposed to do anything that goes against any police policies or procedures. WDT, oh my god. I was on a poverty waiver for my probation handling fee. I didn't have to pay it every month because of my poverty status, because I have no money. I take care of my mother and I can't work. So, as a result, we were waiving it. As long as I paid my fines and everything else, they said they would waive the fee, which I did pay all my fines. Everything was paid. It's the $25 a month fee that they were waiving, but they've rescinded the waiver because of what's going on. Yeah, Penn, that doesn't count. If a cop comes and asks me, like, hey, have you seen somebody wearing this? That's fine. You're right, Ed. I believe so as well. Everybody should take one little baby aspirin a day. It's amazing what a difference it can make. And I've got 5 stents in my heart to prove it. But like I said, all my heart attacks have been in the same spot on my left side. I've never had a right side heart attack or I needed a right side stent. WTD, they rescinded it because what they consider what I'm doing to go against policy. To make phone calls to police stations on behalf of somebody being arrested. To post a video that goes against the jail guidelines. But like I said, it is what it is. If you guys don't hear from me for a while, you know why. Either I had a heart attack and I died, or I'm in jail. Pretty simple. No, Chris, it's back. They want all of it. Yeah, second son, but not everybody does a video visit with him and posts the video online, going completely against the video policy. I'm the only one that's done that. They canceled Black Label's visits with him because they found out he was going to be doing that. It's not breaking a law, but it goes against the jail's policy, thus causing issues with, it causes negative contact with a jail, which is, I'm not supposed to do anything negative at all. Well, Cat, if it gets worse at all, then... Well, that WTT, that's what started it. Was Bao did one, they found out, and they canceled Black Labels because he was going to do one. And me and Regan set it up so that I could do one. And that's part of what was brought up to the probation office because they brought it up to me. So, Samantha, it's a $25 a month fee, but I haven't paid it since I started going there. Well, second son, I don't have a choice. I have to submit to it. It's probation. I have to. I have to do what they say. It's probation. Anybody that's been on probation knows. How does that not make any sense? Dude, just listen. I'm not... Dude, when they found out, they were going to let me on probation early. When they found out I was auditing with Bullet SpongeBob, instead of letting me off of probation early, they started forcing me to go downtown every month to check in instead of them coming out here. And I got reamed a new asshole by my PO supervisor. And they made it very clear I better not do any auditing or anything like that again while I'm on probation. Now, they see that I'm still on here, still mirroring videos, still talking about cops, still phoning police stations, and then the shit with them posting the video when I'm not supposed to. All those things are just little tiny crap that add up that they don't like. Because it's accountability. They can violate you for the dumbest reasons, man. It's probation. Anybody that's been on probation knows. I mean, hell, that day that I went out there when the police were walking around with ARs and I recorded it, I had to call and tell probation that I talked to a cop because you have to report all contacts. Well, WTT, I shouldn't have to. I haven't been breaking any laws. I didn't break any law at all. Not one. That's what's so great about this, is the fact is I'm not breaking any laws. You know, what the hell? I mean, look at what Penn just said. You know, I mean, it's just the dumbest little things. It should be, I should be able to do anything that's legal, I should be able to do, period. sugar's a little high, but I expected it to be a whole lot higher for the way I feel. Well, you have submitted to the court's jurisdiction. Well, what choice do you have? It's called living in America. New York Odin's trying to find my record, apparently, because he just likes to start shit. But either way, he sent a link to somebody who texted to me, and it's not me. I'm not 32 years old. I wish I was. I haven't been 32 for a while. I think it's funny he's going out of his way. Certainly, do I look 32 years old? Jeez. Let him, I don't give a shit, let him, I already said what I know. Receiving stolen property and falsifying business documents. Those are what I was convicted of. Under the plea agreement. Not, I've never lied. I never hid anything. Not once. Well, it was one of those sites that you can go to and try to find information about people. Only it was like all the wrong information. Wasn't even the right area code. It said Rochester, New York. Brian King in Rochester, New York. Which there's like 100 Brian Kings in Rochester, New York. But this one was 32 years old. And the area code for their phone number was nowhere near Rochester. I'll be 40 and I look 50 and feel 90. I was 32 almost 8 years ago. Granted. Anybody could outrun me. But the way my heart is, forget it. I wouldn't even try to run. Yeah, getting old sucks. Like, seriously. Wayne. Okay. I'm not sure what type of revelations you could get out of Merv after 15 hours, but... Okay. I've been saying all along, you know, Merv could just as easily not be a dick to people and try to actually help the cause with his being a lawyer, but he chooses to argue and all that. I wouldn't mind going back to like 35 or 34, you know, pre-heart attack. I wasn't in the greatest of shape, but it was at least pre-heart attack. I would love to go back to pre-heart attack. Granted, I know. You're taking care of my mom. Like right now, my mom's at the doctor's office, so that's why I get a little reprieve. The medical lift line came, picked her up. DJ, that's probably not a conversation he wants to have live. So... Well, the snow stopped coming down, but the wind is still whipping, and they're saying more is coming. Well, I don't know, I must have missed it. Hey, Watson. Hey. Hello? Yeah, you're not on speaker. I didn't know if that was like a conversation you wanted to have offline or... Alright, let me put you on speaker then. I mean, I'm still gonna have a hard time hearing you, but I'll try my best. I'll turn on speech to text. So, hang on. Hang on, guys. I gotta turn this on. This is for us deaf people.
Just let me know when you're ready. I tried doing it through Google Chat, but it's not working.
Yeah, well, the floor is yours, man. You're on speaker.
Alright. So, I don't know if a lot of people are aware that I have talked with Teresa and a few other people MERB Discord. And the reason why I did that is because I offered on my live stream an opportunity for them to talk to me. And, well, after a day or 2 days, they did reach out to me personally on a private phone call, and we had conversations for a couple hours each, both Teresa and John Green. So with that being said, we worked out a lot of issues personally, and so Teresa did remove the copyright strike, which was great news. The issue with John has been also resolved, and they both asked me, since they contacted me privately, we had these conversations, wouldn't it just be a decent conversation just to try to see what they have to say in the Discord? Now, I understand that it's going to sound very, very bad for some people. It's like all they're going to do is jump down your throat. They're gonna make a bad stink of things. And I will tell you, they did give me a rough time at first. All right, but I do have thick skin, and I was able to get through to that. And they made me aware of a lot of fucking things that are going on in this community. They have presented me information and facts that I'm looking into, and I'm going to be bringing that out in a live stream myself, talking about it. And I think, and some people may not want to believe this, and I'm not trying to say that I'm no longer trying to be a part of the community. I'm now a MERBite. I'm not a MERBite. You're never going to ever see me, talk down about an individual or treat anybody with disrespect. But I think people need to understand is that there are some things that these individuals are trying to do to try to help people, and they're trying to get people understanding that there is something wrong in this community, and they're just trying to help. I had an argument with Wolfman for quite some time, over a few days, because of miscommunication, and that seems to be working out, not because of the fact that they're agreeing with me or if I'm agreeing with them. It's just because we've talked these issues out. They've made very good points. I've made very good points. And, the whole goal is to try to bridge this gap between why everybody seems to have an issue with let's say you, Brian, or let's say with anybody else, with, let's say, News Now Houston or Jack Miller or whoever it is, News Now Patrick. The biggest thing that I saw in this past week that makes auditing and auditors across the country look like idiots is the Drudge Report that came out recently. Are you familiar with that?
No, somebody mentioned it to me, but I haven't seen anything.
Well, the Drudge Report itself, listen, I have to apologize. I'm fucking tired because it was a long conversation. The Drudge Report itself was actually talking about how First Amendment auditors could potentially make the auditing community be a dangerous thing for the public. And it stems to a video that was being shown by News Now Patrick, and also I think it was Tom or Tim, whatever his name is, OK from Oklahoma.
News Now OKC.
Yes. Because of the sensationalism of saying, hey guys, look at me, I have a gun and 4 magazines sitting right here, I got all these bullets, most people are thinking, hey, that's not really necessary to do in an audit. If you have the right to carry it, then just carry it without causing any type of alarm showing that you have that. But there's a lot to it. Sometimes Patrick can be a little bit too confrontational, and we all know that. We've seen that. And I've had that issue with this report even prior to going to the MERB room and trying to see what they have to say. So the one thing I do want the viewers to know is I went in there with an open mind to try to find out what their side is. I wasn't there to bash anybody or to create hatred towards this person or that person. I went there to try to find out the truth about why am I having doubts in this community and why do I have doubts with certain individuals. And I wanted to see the concrete evidence of everybody go in there and just look for yourself, but I want everybody to have an open mind, because what I do is I plan on making a video talking a little bit about it, and I just want to let everybody know that I want to see. I would hope to see some definite changes in the community to try to make this a better auditing community, because right now, Ryan, you know, this whole fucking shit that's going on right now is making the auditing community look like shit. It's making it look like a terrible, terrible community to a lot of people out there, because they just don't understand. You know, I didn't spend 15 hours of my life just to talk bullshit. I spent 15 hours in there, and Merb wasn't even in there. Merb was not there at all. He was asleep. I was dealing with, you know, John Green's wife, John Green. I was dealing with apples, oranges. I was dealing with a lot of individuals. Frog was in there, you know, and they've given me the respect, and I have to honor. I have to say, you know, I appreciate that. There was a few times where me and Apples, we got into a little bit of a verbal debate, verbal argument, but I think, you know, we've come to the understanding that there are some things that people need to hear, and people need to see, and then make a decision for themselves. So I hope that, you know, you all understand that I'm not here trying to bash anybody, because I'm not. Is that if we all believe in truth, and we all believe in justice and doing it right, then we need to take a hard look at all the auditors and how they do it, and how they confront people and in public, and how we are viewed by the public, because that article put a bad light on us all. They're fear-mongering individuals, saying that we as auditors, we as cop watchers, we as streamers are the enemy, and somebody's going to eventually get hurt because of what they do. And again, you know, I don't condone what these guys have done, and I can see it in your face, Brian. I'm watching the live stream right now, and you're worried. There's a few other people that are worried because I had this conversation. But I want people to understand is that I want people to have an open mind to what it is I was going to say. And that's it. You know, there's no deals that were made, no threats were made. It's literally a perception of the information they presented me, which is interesting to read. So my mind is not 100% made, you know, because I still have a shit ton of documents to go through. But it's all there. It is all there. You know, and I apologize to Teresa for acting ridiculous. I apologize to Wolfman for acting ridiculous with him, and I just want to see unity, and I want to see people return back to the mission at hand, and that is to do good audits, make the public aware of why we can do these things and why we want to hold them accountable, and then also at the same time, and this is very pivotal, and I think either you can agree or you can disagree. And I think anybody in the chat would like to go ahead and just, you know, agree or disagree. Give me a 1 if you agree with this. If we see an auditor doing something that is wrong, we need to let them know that they're doing it wrong. That can hurt. Like there's people watching these auditors, Brian. There's people watching these cop watchers, and if they do it wrong and they're acting a fool, we cannot let them do that, because it's going to end up making the rest of us all look the same way, even if we don't act that way. And I think the whole main goal for what Merb and what these guys are trying to do, believe it or not, they're just trying to help people stay out of jail, and they're not trying to, you know, yeah, they're going to troll because they're going to give a hard time to people if they just don't understand, if they just don't want to open up their minds. But I tell you, you know, I thought the same thing when I went in there, and the moment I went in there, the first thing they said is, Ben, you have a lot of balls for coming in here, you know, and I was waiting for the first attack. The attack never came. The attack came later on, but then again, I held my own. So, you know, the people that were in there, such as Denise, Michelle, a few other people that you know that were in there listening in, and I got messages saying that I did great, that I did fine. So it's not about, you know, egos or anything like that. It's about, you know, finding out the information, the truth about individuals that are doing it that could possibly harm the community. And I think you know who I'm talking talking about. I think we know who we're talking about. And, you know, I still have friends in this community, but I'm going to tell everybody now that I've been having some thoughts about shutting down my channel because of the bullshit between people, such as myself and Chi-Town Sue, and at one point with me and Teresa. It's not worth the fighting. So that's why I opened my mind to the possibility of listening to what they had to say. And they weren't bullies towards me. They literally had conversations with me. We calmly talked. And I will tell you this, the most fucking impressive conversation I've had, and even John's wife is in here right now, she can attest to it because she was right there, is that Frog himself, my mortal enemy, if you will, with memes and hating on me, he and I had a very good constructive conversation, and there was no bashing with each other. So I have to give them props for giving me the respect, and I have to, you know, thank you for giving me the respect back in return, vice versa. And, you know, I just definitely want to, it's not backpedaling at all. It's just I'm being presented with information that that helps out with making a better decision on who's who and who's what. But I just want people to do these good audits. I want people to literally not go to jail. And, you know, and I'm going to use an example. All right, you got a brand new auditor. Let's say his name is Swine Repellent. Okay, and he goes out and he does an audit, and he's confronted with the police, and he's acting like a total douchebag. And then the news gets a hold of it, and then next you know, self-proclaimed auditor gets into an argument with a cop, calls the cops on himself, and next thing you know, 90% of all the fucking auditors in the United States are going to be considered, you know, self-proclaimed, you know, cop callers, and they're not going to take it seriously. You know, and that's what we're trying to weed out. That's what we're trying to do. And rather than weeding it out, we want to be able to educate them too. Because tell me, Brian, if you believe this or not, do you think that an auditor should be outed out, or not outed out, but do you think that we should at least say, hey, you this is not the way that we want to portray ourselves, so let's work on this. I don't want to say outed out because it sounds horrible, but I want to say let's try to fix this so that way we can have ourselves being in a better light to the community, because we're trying to educate the public as well, not just the police, but the public, so that they are not afraid of people with cameras while they're out there. So that's what I'm moving towards. That's what I'm moving towards. That's why I'm changing my format a little bit to be more not biased, but more constructive about what it is that I see. So if I see an auditor do something wrong, I'm going to say, you did something wrong there, and I think that you're going to get in trouble. You know, and we just have to start doing that. We have to, you know, we have to hold ourselves accountable as well. So, you know, if anybody has a problem with that, know that I am trying my best to help people. And if they dislike me because I was inside Merb's Discord for 15 hours, it wasn't on my own accord. I was literally asked nicely by Teresa after us working out our problems, asked nice by John because John talked to me for an hour and a half on my phone, my personal line, and, you know, I gave him my word that I would listen to what they had to say, because I told everybody I would never do the Discord at all, but they've changed my mind with it because they've communicated with me, not on, you know, their terms. They did it on the terms of calling and talking to me, and it is very respectful. So I trusted them, and they welcomed me into the Discord, and I had a good conversation. Of course, there was a few times with like Chi-Town Sue yelling and screaming at me, and there's also, you know, Apples and Oranges was yelling and arguing with me, but that was very few times. But all in all, for a 15-hour fucking conversation, I learned a lot, Brian. I learned a lot. With some laws, some new documents I read about Leon Valley, it's going to come out. It's all going to come out, and I can see it in your face. You're a little worried about it because I know how you feel about the MERB. I know how you feel about those individuals. So, you know, do you have anything you want to say or you want to ask, or because you can ask anything you want. Anybody can ask anything they want, because it's still fresh in my mind, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
Well, I'm not worried about the MERB aspect of it. I mean, I've said it before. I've said it again. If MERB didn't act like a troll so much, he'd have my support. But, you know, I know, like, with Frog, I've tried to talk to Frog in private in emails before, and, you know, we didn't get very far, but I tried. But I do agree that when it does, I know WTT, you have no idea what you're talking about. At any rate, I do agree that the auditors need to be made aware of certain things they do. I mean, I think it should be done in private. I don't think that people should make a spectacle of somebody for screwing up. I mean, I try all the time to talk to certain people that do certain things and say, look, that's not helping. You know, I've never agreed with the whole throwing a tantrum and cursing out cops and all that stuff. You know, to me, that's not being productive. I've never agreed with that, and I've always made that perfectly clear that I don't agree with that. And I've had certain auditors, I won't name names, but now all of a sudden they think I'm jealous of them, and they think that I'm, like, you know, worried they're going to steal my spotlight or whatever crap just because I told them what was going wrong to try and help them fix it. And I think that I do it like, you know, I mean, you guys know, you know, Denise knows, Todd knows. Whenever I have an issue, if I'm unsure of myself, I always ask you guys in private, what do you think I should do, or whatever. I'm not a very social person. I'm not very good in social situations. So I ask for your guys' opinions. And, you know, there's been many times where Denise is like, no, say nothing, do nothing, leave it alone. And I listen to her. And there have been a couple...
I've done that, Brian. I've done that where I've stayed quiet for the longest time. But, you know, have you ever had a moment where you just question things?
Oh, yeah, I've had... Tay can tell you. There's been quite a few times where I've said to Tay, you know, I'm pretty much thinking about just saying screw this and changing the focus of my channel because I'm tired of it. But at the same time, I'm like, this is the first time in my life where I really cared about something, you know, that had to do with law, that had to do with the government, that had to do with my children's future. Because in all honesty, I did a lot of bad stuff. I ran with gangs, I did a lot of drug stuff, I did a lot of stupid things. So that's why I'm so passionate about this now. You know, so I agree with you about, you know, if they're doing something like, for example, there's an issue with bringing a gun onto school property. You know, I think in private, somebody should tell that person, hey, that was probably not a good idea. You should pull that video. You know, things like that. Because as a consequence, that video is being used against him. So, you know, things like that. I do agree.
Well, we also have to say to that particular auditor that if he is carrying a gun near school property, it's not the fact that you just, you know, delete the video or hide the video from it. Don't fucking carry guns near a school property. Don't do that.
Well, yeah, exactly. Don't, you know, that's never a good idea, period, no matter how you look at it. But I'm just saying, you know, that I'm using that as an example. But like I said, I've always been against the whole full-on, rude, nasty, mean, cursing out type of style. I understand, like, James Freeman, you know, he's respectful until he's disrespected. You know, that I agree with. But there are so many that come out and they see an old Southside Slacker video, or they see an old, well, anybody, right? An old News Now Patrick when he first started. You know, we all know how he was when he first started. And
he was far worse back then than he is now, but he still has a little bit more to work on.
Right, but there are people, new auditors, that come along and they use that as their blueprint.
That's where we're trying. That's where I'm saying that, you know, look at an individual like Jeff Gray. That's a perfect individual to model against when you're doing a First Amendment audit. You know, calm, collective, respectful. You know, and that's it. Not confrontational. people to heed this when I say this. Like, please listen. If you're in a public area that you think is public, and you're inside of a building, if they ask you to leave, just leave. Go film on the sidewalk. The best place to do it is on the sidewalk. I've seen too many people get trespassed when they didn't need to be trespassed. There's a lot of things that I've been learning about, public spaces and things of that sort after reading a document that helps with that. The best thing, the safe thing, is to always film on the sidewalk. And if I just don't want to see anybody, get in handcuffs or go to jail or have something on their record because they made a mistake. And if we're going to be taken seriously in this world, not only to the government, to the police, to those agencies, but most of all to our own neighbors, the citizens of this country, we need to do it the right way.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree. Like you just said, when you're inside, I say this all the time on many, many video comment sections. Like, Poster 7 is the most misinterpreted thing out there. And new auditors, unfortunately, are going by older videos where they go running in and they go pointing to Poster 7 saying, see, I can film, I can film. Poster 7 says you can't. It says if somebody tells you to stop, you have to stop. Period. And I keep trying to explain this over and over and over. And I agree with you.
It's probably a good idea not to do a video with the post office. I honestly think post offices have been done too fucking much, too long. And just, don't even worry about doing post offices because it's going to, they have their own police force. It doesn't matter what it is that you say. They're going to end up hemming you up. So the best thing that you can really do is if you want to record a post office or whatever, do it from the public sidewalk because then they can come up to you and they have nothing that they can get you with.
Yeah.
I don't know if these guys are still in the chat, like say First Amendment Audit Ohio or John Green's wife or anything. It's like I said, I want to thank them for giving me the opportunity and not giving me so much hell. And I feel like I think I held my own, and I hope that they can confirm that. Desert Sentinel is going to probably hold you to the older videos comment because it's not just the older videos, it's also the DHS memo, which has nothing to do with the post office. The Poster 7 is incorrect. There's other documentation out there that you can look up from NJ Diver that will actually give you more information on filming in the post office. But just be very careful because that's now a fine line now. So I just wanted to kind of bring that to your attention because you guys are gonna hear it. It's gonna be an interesting next few days because they're gonna say, well, Ben said he would never go into the Discord ever. Well, like I said, Teresa had we worked it out. Teresa removed the copyright strike on me. We worked our problems out. She's a kind woman for doing that, as well as giving me more information as far as her situation. And I'm glad that we fixed that problem. And that just shows right there that people who are in this community can work together and fix these problems if they just open their mind. Another thing that let's see, Frog says, I had no idea what you're going to say, Black Label. I think all I asked was, you have a think. I don't know. Okay, I need time to think. I'm so tired, dude. But on the other side, man, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't crazy. I mean, maybe it wasn't crazy for me. I don't know how it would be for anybody else. But I'm just glad that I had this conversation with them. I'll probably go in there again, getting some more documentation that I need, because there's other investigations that I'm looking into that I have to make decisions on, and these are about individuals in this community that whether I want to work with them or whether I don't want to work with them or trust them or not trust them, and it's very important, I just want people to have the right information, Brian.
No,
I think I want you to get the right information too if you're planning on continuing to do broadcasts like this.
I agree. That's why I've always tried to steer away from bullshit and drama and whatever in here if I can avoid it. And I mean, we do need to get back to being a community, more like we were a year ago when we were a lot more together and helping each other. And I understand a big part of it was just simply that it grew so fast. I mean, we went from, they had the same 10, 20, 30 auditors for so long to all of a sudden now there's new names every day. And it's hard keeping up with everybody and making sure the right information is passed and, making sure we weed out the people that are only trying to start problems and things like that. But I mean, I've given a lot to this. I've dedicated a lot. And so, like you, I want to see it succeed. I mean, granted, I may be gone for a little while if I don't get this situation solved. But either way, I still want to see it succeed.
Ranger Horse makes a very good point right there. He put a point in there. The community is anti-MRB. I get it.
I'm not
I still have a problem with MRB, and they invited me for this Sunday at Frog. Can you repeat what time it's supposed to be? I think it's like 1 or 4 or something like that to do a conversation speakeasy with MRB. And I'll be out of town over at a friend's house down in Romney, West Virginia, trying to do some cop watches for the weekend. But I'm going to try my best to make it there so that way I can have a conversation with him. And I will say this, 4 p.m. Pacific. Okay, so I will say this. When he was in there this morning, Merv didn't immediately attack me. He didn't. He's like, "Oh, he's here? Okay. So what's up?" Like, that's it. Like, there was no attack. The only thing he did say was, did he apologize for the lies? And then somebody said no, and he just left. So, the thing is, I think Merv didn't hear he wasn't there for the whole 15 hours to understand what was going on, and that's really all I have to say to that. But he'd be surprised what it is that I'm trying to achieve with while I was there.
Well, the whole MERB thing, I'm not anti-MERB. I'm anti-bullshit. And, MERB didn't know me from anyone. And all of a sudden, one day in a chat, when I didn't say 2 words to the guy, he started calling me a Black Label wannabe and all that. And I'm like, no, I do my own thing in my own channel. But it's like, I did nothing to deserve that. Merv himself calls himself the OG troll. I mean, how people, of course, have a bad taste in their mouth about him because he's done things like that.
Right, and I said that in the chat. That's the reason why. A lot of people, they say, I'm going to use this as an example, and I definitely got Wolfman wrong on this one. When people started saying Wolfman kind of turned to the dark side, and he basically ran off to go hang out in the Discord all the time, it's most likely because of the fact that that he hangs up with Merv, and that kind of tainted him. But talking with him, and he genuinely had this concern about why people kind of turned their back on him. And they think it's because of no trust because he's hanging out with Merv. But, after talking with him a little bit, after a little argument back and forth, it was, I don't know, whoever was in here, Max Jr. or Mrs. Green, probably can say it was maybe 20, 30 minutes of an argument between me and him. But eventually it calmed down to the point where I messaged him. I said, listen, I want to go ahead and just put this shit behind us. And then, he seems very open to having a conversation with me. There's a lot of people that have issues with everybody. That's never gonna change. Okay? There's gonna be auditors out there that are gonna be jealous because of somebody's success, and there's gonna be auditors out there that just don't know how to fucking do anything. And they look at old videos, they look at people, and they just want to imitate what it is they do, and then sometimes they wonder why they got arrested. And I understand their point. If you want to do a good audit, know, there's a certain way to do it. There's a certain way to present yourself, a certain way to talk to the police. If they ask you to leave, you have the footage. They ask you to leave, just fight another day. You can always do requests. You can always do FOIA requests. You can always, contact their boss by, writing letters. Do your due diligence and get a story out of the situation, because you can do that. I've seen many other auditors. Brian, it's not just fucking take a camera and just recording and then just say, hey, I got an interaction, there you go. It's not just that. It's take the camera. You learn from the situations you're at. You record it, then you go back. You do your FOIA requests. You get the body cam footage. You get another story there. You put a bigger story together. It's 15, 20 minutes long. You keep the audience engaged. You keep them excited. You keep them looking into it, and then all of a sudden you have many people that want to go ahead and contact the city for the shit that the shit that they've done. Okay, that's what it is that they're trying to explain, and that's what it is I want to see people do. I just don't want to see people like fucking swine repellent, swine flu, or pig pen just go out there and just say, I'm going to do an audit, and then just call 911 on myself and then call it a day. It's just like that's not. You're not learning anything. You're going to have the people of the community are going to say, this fucking guy is retarded and dumb, and he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. I guess that's the reason why all auditors are like that.
Exactly.
That's not what it is. That's not what it is. I don't like that. And I want PMP to know this, because I know he said he'll never be in the Discord, but I'm gonna have a talk with him later on. I'm gonna tell him what it is that I'm aware of. I want his opinion and his guidance on this, because he's a friend of mine. I don't want him to think that I've turned into a Murbite. No, what it is that I'm opening my mind up to see what it is that they have to say, because I want to know both sides. I can be a better journalist on my broadcast, on my channels that I have, if I can get the information and then present it in a way that is factual, truth to the T, and I don't have to ever do a fucking retraction. And it's going to be well worth it, because I've heard it before. There's a Colorado Donkey Watch, if he's here, he mentioned to me that he saw a broadcast that I did, and then he saw another person who did the exact same kind of broadcast. Not you, Brian, just so you know, it's not you, but it's another person. He said, I felt like I learned more about that broadcast from your stream than I did from that guy's stream. I said, why is that? Because you presented more detail. You presented more information. They just, played the whole thing and just said, oh, that guy was an idiot. I can understand that. There's no size to that. You're right, Frog. There's no size to that. So I just want to make sure that people understand that if we're going to do this, you're going to do this, I'm going to do this, anybody else is going to be live streaming, let's get the facts. Let's get the truth. Let's get everything 100% and do it right. Because then we're going to be looked at as a legit movement. We're not going to be looked at as like if we're fucking Antifa. We're not going to be looked at like we're some kind of, Black Lives Matter rogue group. We're going to be looked at as true constitutionalists and literally going to get the story out. That's what it is that I'm looking for. That's what it is that I wanted to say. And if anybody has questions about it, please let me know, because I want a better community. I want the public to have a better image of us, to be honest with you, man. Because right now, I think you agree that with this news report that came out on Facebook with News Now Patrick and James Freeman and News Now OKC, it embarrassed the fuck out of everybody here. It's an embarrassment.
See, that's the big thing with Law and Smoke. I've talked to Law and Smoke offline, and one of the reasons why he made his videos initially is because his perception based on a few videos. And you're absolutely right. A lot of people out there make judgments on the entire community based on a couple of videos. And especially if they're older videos when people were still learning and, people made mistakes. People gotten a lot better over time. But so many people, I see it in the comment sections all the time, make the same assumptions about us based on old videos. And I go back through and I'll say, guys, it's not like this anymore. We've changed, we've learned, we've grown. I mean, it's a Law and Smoke now appreciates a lot of us a whole lot more, and he actually enjoys talking.
Let me ask you and your audience a question, and then I'll let you go so you can finish your program. Do you guys like? I can see, like, one person said James Freeman is the cream of the crop. I love James Freeman. I will always respect him. He's a good individual, good heart man. He's a good family man. But let's put aside the personal part of it. Let's just ask this question: do you guys want a full story that is truthful, or do you want sensationalism? Tell me right now. Sensationalism is one, and the true story, number two. That's what I want to see. I want to see what it is that you guys think. Because I have my own personal feelings about it. I know what it is that I want to report. This is where it comes down to it. Do you guys want truth, too, or do you want, number one, sensationalism? Do you guys want confrontation? Do you want, cops, talking to people in their faces and saying, "Give me your fucking ID"? No, because I didn't do any of this, do any of that. I think people want the truth from the story, and I understand that if you get the truth of the story, it may be boring. It may be boring, but see, that's the job, Brian, that you and I have to have. That we have to do is to make that story fun to listen to, because that's our job to be creative on that. We can have a creative and amazing, fun, conversation in this story, but still be 100% true.
Yep.
So that's what it is. And that's where my new format is going to be. I'm not gonna do any more fucking tyrant alerts. I'm not gonna just immediately jump on a story because somebody got hemmed up at a Walmart or anything like that. I'm gonna look at that story with a grain of salt, and I'm gonna ask questions. I'm gonna research it, and then I'm going to come out with a fucking story that's going to be factual, 100% true, dot the I's, cross the T's, and that's the way it is, because that's what everybody deserves is to deserve the truth of the matter. And I felt like I had to do that with the retraction on a story with the Walmart guy, and that embarrassed me because I had to do a retraction.
I'm so sick of this. Sorry, but this WTT and this whole bullshit about people's past records, and they constantly have to bring it up. Oh my God! Who cares if somebody has a past? I mean, granted,
I don't think that I understand where you're coming from with that. And
he just said that.
WTT.
Well, he just said felons don't get to vote because you asked people to vote. And he said, I hope no felons voted because felons aren't allowed to do that.
Well, I don't know if he's trying to get a rise out of you. Just don't even worry about it, because I'm sure that there are plenty of people that have certain things they're going to vote. I just, it's like I've said this time and time again. It's better to have a true fucking report and a good story for people to read and watch about than it is to just sensationalize a situation such as, oh my God, a fucking guy in a car threw his license out the window and a snowflake cop just couldn't handle it and his arm broke because a fucking license hit him on the shoulder. Who gives a fuck about that sensationalism? Just say, you know what, the police officer is charging this guy with a fucking felony battery because he chucked the license out the window. Moving on to the next part. Is that wrong? Is that right? Let the people decide. Did what he say was wrong when he said he was going to, box the guy's information? He was wrong for saying that. That's what I'm saying. Let the viewers decide how they want to go ahead and perceive the story, but you have to, tell that story 100% truth factual. If we're doing a live stream, all I'm asking for all those live streamers that are doing this, like what we do, is just tell it how it is. If you think the auditor is doing something wrong, don't sugarcoat it. Just tell the truth. Tell them how you feel. Because I'm not going to hold back on that. It makes me look like a fool for supporting somebody who's actually doing it the wrong way. And then I get looked at like, hey, am I trying to protect this guy from doing something? And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, I'm being brought into a whole other set of drama because of the fact that, I protected an individual who broke the law. And that's not what I want to do. I want I want to be, specifically talking about the facts at hand. So, anyways.
I agree. I completely agree. I mean,
Well, I know Ranger Horse. He made that claim in that video. If anybody watched his video, it's because Murph was never inside that room for the 15 hours that I was there. So he doesn't know what the conversation was. He hasn't been there to understand. And Frog was there. Mrs. Green was there. So I think I've gained a little bit of respect from that community in there. Maybe not from Merb yet, but at the same time, they know why I was there. And even though it took 15 hours, I have learned so much fucking shit that would spin the heads of individuals that really dislike him. And you can dislike him all you want. He's not looking for approval from anybody. You can hate him. I don't care. I dislike what he does. I truly do. Would I be in Discord all the time? Probably not. That's what I'm going to tell you all right now. But the information that I was gathering was specifically for a good reason, and I plan on talking about it on my live stream a little bit later today. So I want people to understand. I haven't turned to the dark side. I haven't done any of that bullshit. Nobody's, made me drink Kool-Aid or anything like that. I went there with an open mind to see what was going on, to see what they had to say, to listen to the to be shown the documents that they have on certain individuals that helps me understand who they really are. And, it's opened up my eyes, man. I've been concerned about this community for over 2 to 3 weeks now. I've been asking questions, and, these guys have provided me with somewhat of an answer, and I still have questions that I'm going to go ask personally to these individuals, directly, blunt-ass questions, and see what they have to say, because I believe in the community more than I believe in an individual, as a whole. I can't just, say I'm going to support one person versus supporting what we are here for. I believe the movement is more important than just one person.
Well, that's absolutely true. That's exactly the way it should be. So, I mean, that's why I had to bite the bullet on some people and not care whether or not they hated me, but I had to tell them the truth anyways. So, I agree. But, alright, man. WTT, I just took it that way because I'm getting tired of hearing people talk about the whole past. Like me. I don't know how many times I got to deal with, oh, you've been in jail before? That's why I said that. What nothing to do with anything else other than that.
So again, thank you, Brian, for letting me steal your platform for about 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. I didn't mean to do that. I just, I wanted to spread that part of it. I plan on putting it on my new live stream tonight. The new live stream is going to be completely formatted, completely different. Don't be all freaked out by the new intro, but there's going to be some new revelations that I'm coming out with, and they're not attacks. They're just revelations that I've come across, and I just want to spread that. No drama. I think it's good for the community because I want to be able to make sure people understand that if we're going to be about cops and their accountability, all right, and we're going to be doing that, we also need to go ahead and make sure that we have accountability for ourselves as well if somebody does something wrong or if they're lying.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to your stream later then. So.
All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful afternoon. I'm going to get some rest. I'll continue watching from my chair. So, everybody have a good day. I'll be streaming later on tonight around 6 or 7 tonight.
All right.
All right, guys. Take care.
Yep. Talk to you later, man. Bye. Well, there you have it, guys. Why, Kim? Well, as far as what he had to say, guys, I mean, I agree on A lot of it. I mean, there are some things that just gets frustrating after a while, dealing with it so much. And there are many times where sometimes I don't know what to do because I'm not a socialite. I'm not good with talking to people. I mean, Denise and Tay Lynn and them can tell you, and Kim, how many times I've asked for advice. So, it is what it is. Oh, I'm sorry, Kim. So, I mean, we definitely need more working together, less bullshit, more overall helping each other. And, it's like I said, I've had times where I've had to tell people, look, you're doing this and it's being interpreted as wrong or bad. And I'm not doing it to piss the person off. I tell them in private to hopefully resolve the issue without a spectacle. Yes, Becky Shamil. Your system should automatically be supporting IPv6. Yes, I am an IT person, but most people hate talking about tech stuff. You can email me, Becky Shamil, if you want me to try to help. Brian King Samsung at gmail.com. And I'll try to do what I can to help you tech-wise. I don't want to bore the pants off of everybody in here. Oh, absolutely, New Jersey Diver. Absolutely. There's no question there. I try to do what I can to help people understand, but, I'm not a law expert. I know what I've learned. And I just try to help based on what I've learned. Why are you shocked, Becky Shamel? I always talk to you, man. You're a big supporter. I always talk to you. I see your name in almost every live stream, and I've seen you support a lot of people. I've even said about Merb, if he's a lawyer, so obviously he's got law knowledge. So it would be great if we all worked together and learned. Mrs. Constitutional Kim, she's got law school under her belt. So she's a great resource. Second son reads a lot about law, and he's like a language expert, a linguist. So, you ever need help wording legal documents or anything, he's a great resource. Yeah, Bunny Boots has always had a lot of good information. I don't do the Discord thing, but you know, everybody should seek help if they need it. Me, I'm just a tech guy. I mean, I wrote software for years, but hopefully I'll still be around. oh, oh well. Wait, what? You're not allowed to what? What did I miss? There you go, 2 years of con law. Man, I am so glad I was able to stabilize this stream. This is like the 4th or 5th live stream I've done, and I've not dropped a single frame. Well, that's cool, New Jersey Diver. So you guys see it right there. He's put a lot of information there. Oh, really, HBO? Are you going to post it? Oh, yeah, Denise. Every time, I mean, going back quite a ways, New Jersey Diver, I've always respected him. You know, I've seen him in other live streams talking about law and stuff, and he's smart. Hey, Mike Jones, who? No, I haven't used Zimbra. I was mostly Ubuntu and FreeBSD. Oh, okay, HBO. Well, I look forward to seeing it, man. There you go, guys. HBO Matt. More than just a supporter now. Did his first recording last night. So make sure everybody sub to him so you see it when he comes out with the full footage. I remember HBO Matt sent pizza to the guys down in Texas waiting for others to get out of the magistrate's jail. Oh, okay. Yes, I never heard of it, Beckishan. I'll have to look it up. Oh, that's funny, HBO Matt. Illegal to record cops. Who are you talking to, Sasquatch? I have no desire to go to his Discord. I don't go on Discord. I don't care about Discord. You will not see me on Discord. I don't want nothing to do with Discord. No, thank you. Kim. No, Wolfman, it's not that. It's just, there's too much crap goes on there, man. I don't want to be part of a bunch of drama crap. I mean, it's bad enough being on here, having to deal with the crap on here. Oh, okay, New Jersey, sorry. I mean, man, to each their own. If you want to go there and talk, hang out, chat, whatever, go for it. Second son, I just told everybody that they should talk to you because you studied a lot of law and you're a linguist, an expert in speaking and all that. And now you're going to accuse me of saying something negative about you? That makes no damn sense, man. I'll be right back. The Rite Aid delivery guy's here with my prescriptions. Yeah, well, I was able to get my insulins and all that, so... I was just, girl, they can. I mean, people can share whatever they want, so... No, I haven't, Keisha Mill. DJ Gemini. Oh, wait, Chris H. Yes, Chris H. I was emailing you, answering your question. Sorry, everything got lost in the mix. Tay, I'm alive. I'm still trying to figure all this out. It was nice to kind of get away from everything and chat for a bit, guys. It's unfortunate that shit like what just happened to me is happening. DJ Gemini, I think I kind of misunderstood what you were saying because it seemed rather personalized and but I do agree all the fighting and everything has to stop. All the drama shit has to stop. All of it. I was about getting ready to shut it down, DJ. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do, so, or what I can do. But either way, I see what you're saying. Yes, the drama has to stop, the bullshit has to stop, the fighting has to stop. And yeah, Second Son News, like I said, dude, I know you studied law and read a lot and you're a linguist and all that. I kept telling you that. I was trying to help you. You just were coming on very aggressive. Ranger Horse, the drama will stop when the drama stops. When people decide to work together. When people decide that this is more important than personal feelings. I mean, we're dealing with real situations. You know, real police, real judges, real courts, real sentences. It's not a game. It's not a popularity contest. Is it got anything to do with us, Tex Rose? I'm still waiting for him to get back to me on when he'll want to do the one-on-one. The sign in the chat, you know, that's just stupid, man. I'm just so over that. You know, nobody forces anybody to donate. Nobody forces anybody to do anything that has to do with money at all in any way, shape, or form. So, to keep bringing it up is just not solving anything. Second Son, no. Yeah, I know New Jersey diver, but you know, we can try and stop it. I mean, yeah, there's always gonna be personal feelings. You know, feelings do get hurt. I get all that. DJ Gemini, why do you keep calling me brain? You know, I know what you're saying. You are right. You are right. There are a lot of people that involve themselves but don't do anything. But there are also people that do a lot of audits and stuff that don't involve themselves with the rest of the community much. So it's very hard. problem is there's always going to be trolls. There's always going to be shit starters. There's always going to be people that want drama. Always. That's just a fact of life. I'm on your... What the hell are you even talking about? Oh my... Whatever. And DJ Gemini, yeah, I know. It's funny. The spell checkers often typo more than the person. Yeah, HBO Matt, that's messed up. 50 yards away, you certainly weren't interfering. You know, I'm assuming you weren't screaming obscenities at him or anything like that. So... What does that have to do with anything? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, HBO Matt, then you were definitely in the right. So yeah, I can't wait for you to get that body cam footage. Okay, well, it's been off for 2 hours and 40 minutes, so appreciate everybody just kind of coming in here, hanging out, chatting. If I disappear for a while, you guys know why. So I'll try to pass along, you know, if that's going to happen, but sometimes there's no control over that, so... EKA. A lot of people have asked that. Yeah, Ed is right. You know. Mrs.constitutional@gmail.com. Email her. Otherwise, like I said, guys, thanks for hanging out with me and just shooting the breeze, and keep an eye out for Black Label's stream later. He didn't give us a time, really, on when he'd be going live, so he was just going to go rest, and it is what it is, you know. So, I'll talk with you guys later. I'm sure I'll see you on a stream or two.